Hello! Welcome. How are we doing today? Welcome to this live stream where my live chat is not working again. Wednesday morning just doesn't love to work, does it? Wednesday morning does not love to work. Hello! Let me know who you are, where you're watching from, how things are going, how are you doing? How are you on this fine day? I hope you're all having a wonderful time. And welcome. I hope you're all doing good. We've got a funny stream today. I'll let you in on a little spoiler. I won't be covering it too much, but I did get an email from a certain store doing a certain discount about my video. Which is very funny. Very funny. They've asked me not to share the email, which I think is totally fine. But they have contacted me. But also, funnier, more funny is that I saw a video from someone, and it made me chuckle. I was like, "That's funny." That's funny, you know? And then I saw another video from the same creator that just had my jaw through the floor of not quite believing what was coming out of this person's mouth. So that's what we're looking at today. There's a couple of other things. There's a couple of other things as well, I think. I've got some watch laters to have a look at. But otherwise, what have you seen in the past couple of days since Monday? You've had one whole Tuesday and like 2 hours this morning to find some news. What's new with you, chap? But yes, I did get an email regarding a company that did lose, quote unquote, lose 900 copies. They showed me they did not lose 900 copies. But they also said that, well, they actually emailed me before my video went out saying that I was saying that they were opening every box to try and return them all, and they did say they sold them. So I was like, interesting. And then they asked me to become an affiliate, and I just didn't respond to that bit. And I was like, yo, shout out to the Outpost, exclamation point Outpost in chat. Shout out to the Outpost in chat, exclamation point Outpost, appreciate you. You can support me by buying your stuff from the outpost.co.uk. Free fast shipping with a new code. Dan, the manager of Outpost, started doing weekly updates on old Instagram called Outpost Dispatch. I'm gonna have to sort him out with a better microphone though. But he's got a new thing called Outpost Dispatch, and there's like a thing in there. If you watch it, you get like a free discount code. So, sold them for initial base value back to the manufacturer. Yeah, they didn't say that. I think, if I can be so bold, considering somebody used my video and then made things up about what, not necessarily made up things what I'd said, but used my video as like a wheel or like traction to go, look at this video, I actually think this has happened. That wasn't the case. I didn't like lie or make any I like thought about things, right? I kind of said, yo, I think this has happened. But other people were like, no, this is happening. You know, this actually wild thing is happening. To a point where someone used my video in their own video and said that they were like, Wayland was selling like, or giving back all their copies of GW, which is obviously like, not so much a lie, but just like wild take, you know? Wild take. There's no train of thought. Like when I make a video about someone or something, right? I like look at all of the evidence and then I say, in my opinion, this is going to lead to this. And there's like a leading path. There's a little path that we're going down, and I'm just like, I'm ushering you like a shepherd and you're on my little sheep. We're all going down this path. But sometimes people just like run off the path into the woods onto another path and just go, I think this. And it's like, no, how did you get there, bro? How did you get there? So there was allegations that certain companies were sending boxes back to GW, which wasn't the case. So then I've been lumped in an email to be like, yeah, we didn't do this. And I was like, I didn't say you did. No, I won't be getting a sponsorship with them because I'm sponsored by the Outpost. Why is no one spam !Outpost? What the fuck? What's wrong with you, chat? What's wrong with you? !Outpost. Use my link in the description. Shout out to the Outpost.co.uk. The best store in the country. The best store in the country, according to me. Using evidence from my brain. See? See how we did that? You can't just say things. You can't just randomly say things and then expect nothing to happen. You have to say allegedly. You have to say I think. Forget about your sponsorship from the alleged company. Where's my replacement spruce from them? I hope you've emailed them. Because they've been emailing me. They've been emailing me, bruv. So yeah, so there's your little update from... It's funny because they sent me an email to obviously my second channel, which I haven't, like, I haven't been checking the emails because I've just been like, you know, I don't need to, it's not in my routine yet of the new channel. And I got an email fucking 11 o'clock yesterday morning about the situation. Then I go and upload my video from the stream on Monday that's like, yeah, they're sending them all back. They're sending them all back. Allegedly, thought to myself, they're sending them all back. So that made me laugh. I'd already posted it, and then I saw the email. And I was like, I saw it at like 11 o'clock last night. I was like, oh fuck. Oh shit. Remember your allegedly Streamlabs overlay? Do I still have it? No, I think I deleted it. No, but I think like when it comes to like, I'm saying this now more is to kind of cover my own ass. Don't get me wrong, but like a lot of what I say is I kind of like, I try and talk exclusively about the evidence and then give an opinion. You know what I mean? I would never make a video about like something that like isn't true or like is only opinion, unless it's an opinion piece. You know what I mean? I wouldn't make like a, I don't know. Let's have a look at some of my videos. You know what I mean? Even on my second channel, which are a little bit more rage baiting. Let's say rage baiting. You know, because of like the content and the context. Here it is. Here it is. So like yesterday, don't get me wrong, a lot of clickbait, but there's like, or like clickbait in the such of like very grabbable titles. Heresy's Saturday situation just got worse. Everyone is returning. Why is everyone returning? Because there's damage. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that everyone's returning to Games Workshop. I'm not saying that everyone's returning to fucking the Moon or whatever. I'm saying that there's damage on the product, you know, which would lead me to believe that a lot of people are returning the product, you know? Yeah, it's fucking clickbait me saying everybody's returning, but it's not exactly untrue. You know what I mean? Games Workshop report is revealing our strategy is to exploit the value. Exploit in big red letters. Very clickbait, but that is the quote from their financial report talking about selling the IP. It's not a lie. You know what I mean? Warhammer is stopping me getting married. Okay, that's the funny one that is kind of a lie. But that's also only about me, so it doesn't matter. What really happened with the Heresy Saturday Lodge, that is a fucking playthrough. A playthrough of what happened. Games Workshop responded. They launched the individual kits straight away. That seems a bit weird. You know? You know? A single bat made Games Workshop lose 12 million. That and Trump traffic tariffs. It's not a lie. You know what I mean? YouTuber ruined my career. I hate Valrak. It's not a lie. You know, but then what happens a lot of the time, and it feels like I kind of get like shoved. It's kind of like someone said like I caused drama, you know what I mean? And then someone was like, you know, I caused drama. What do you call it? I cause drama, or do I actually just bring the drama to the forefront? And it's like, what happens is because of that like notion of people think I cause drama, when really I just kind of talk about things that are happening on the internet. I've never leaked anything. I've never like shown anything I shouldn't have, and I've never like started a fight with someone unless they've blocked me on Instagram. But like, I just talk about things that other people are doing. It is more about I think, maybe I'm crazy for thinking this. Maybe I'm like completely out of it. But like, I'm a bit more like, fuck around and find out. If you do dumb shit, someone's gonna say you're doing dumb shit. Is that my fault? You know what I mean? Is that my fault that you've done something stupid? You know, a lot of the time. This thing has happened. That's my fault. Now I'm just talking about it. I'm gonna see what's happening. You know? You don't do drama, you just love the tea. I do love the tea. Yeah, I do love the tea. I do love that. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, but because I'm like in that area where people just make videos about things and just lie, then I get kind of like lumped into it a lot of the time, which is kind of annoying. You know, as I said, like I got an email from a certain company that was like, yo, we're not sending any boxes back to GW, you know, we over more and we have sold them all. I never claimed that anyone was sending them back to GW en masse. I said there was damage being returned, you know. I said there was damage and there's likely returns. But it's a bit like, you know, like, why am I getting lumped into this? You know, why am I getting lumped into someone call it like you calling them like a liar, you need to be fact checked. When everything I've said is like fully factual because it's all off the internet. It's all public. It's just like crazy. It is crazy. So I'm not mad at like the email that I got at all. The email that I got was very respectful and it was very polite. I will say that. It's more, I'm more complaining about the fact that I've kind of been like thrown it, like tarred with a brush. You know what I mean? Kind of like, it felt like a lot of this content, and some of it was relevant. And it was, again, like the person who emailed me, very, very polite, very, very respectful, very, very kind. They weren't like, you need to take this down. They weren't like, you're a bastard or anything like that. They were very respectful. They even offered me something. I did have to turn it down, but like, you know, it was kind of like a nice email that I got, but it was almost like, ugh, I've been like tarred with that brush of misinformation. Tarred with the brush of information. They don't know. I'm one of the best journalists around. It says it in my Twitter bio. You're in content creator limbo. Too small to work with, yet spreading misinformation to a massive audience at the same time. Well, don't forget, I've just said I don't spread misinformation. I spread news and opinion. Look, if you want to swim in the drama sea, occasionally you'll get bitten by the shut the fuck up shark. True. True. Right, okay, let me tell everyone in my Discord that I've just gone live. Hi everyone. This is... I can't really explain what video is on my screen, but you probably need to see it. Also, how's my audio today, chat? I keep getting fucking complaints about my audio on the video, on my second channel videos. I think a lot of people are watching it on headphones, and I just don't know. I don't know what's happening. Mikey, you can't be a journalist. You haven't got glasses on. Fuck, she's took them. Fuck! Where have they gone? No, you're right. You're right. I haven't got glasses. Wait. Right, okay, will you take me seriously now? Will you take me seriously now? I'm clearly a journalist. The audio is fine. I'm clearly a journalist now. I've got clear vision. We need a new Mikey the journalist persona like Professor Hellstorm. You can do outside broadcasts from more sense. What is music? I think it was Splatoon. Or Pikmin. But I meant like mic audio. Now you look like someone who deals with drama on YouTube. Thanks, mate. You're like a Sonic bad guy. That was the vibe I was going for. That was the vibe I was going for. It was fun to make these. They've got the fully 3D printer though. They've got like cool bits. You know? It's cool. They're like unscrewing everything. I made them myself. I'm like a cosplayer. So, Wayland update. What's the Wayland update, Gilio? Says it no longer have Saturnine in stock. They can only offer me a £5 refund. Yikes. You know, wouldn't do that? Exclamation point Outpost. They do a full return. They do a full return. Full replacement. And apologise. Or a full return. I just want the templates replaced. Oh, okay. They are at least offering a full return. The issue is are you going to be able to get another box for the same price? Probably not. I just want the Terminators replaced. That's rough then. I mean, if they were only exclusively offering a £5 refund, I'd be a bit like, that shit. But if they're offering a full refund, that is like, I will say that is good on them, you know. You could always contact GW directly and say you bought it and they can't replace it because they don't have one, but you'd like a replacement, you know, and see what they say. But, yeah, if Wayland are offering you a full return, a full refund, whilst annoying, it's not really like a bad thing, you know what I mean? It's not really like a... It definitely could be worse, like, don't get me wrong. Then I got my copy from the 125. So did Gilio, but it's damaged. It's damaged, that's the thing. So what do you do if it's damaged and they can't replace it because they don't have any? You know? Two boxes are damaged. It depending on the damage, mate. Like we said, some of it is like you can get around it, but you shouldn't have to. But like it might just be worth returning them. You know what I mean? You yeet it right back at him at UK Games Expo. Are we talking about the New Balance data? It's like, yeah, I'm going to have a look at that first. And then I'm going to talk about the big allegation shit that's, like, honestly... I can't really, like, fucking explain the video we're going to be watching later, or videos. You know? Like, I can't really explain that. I can't really say this is what we're going to watch, because it is like, if I say it to you, you will think I'm talking shit. But you know what, I'll tell you. I will say it. There's a video that we're going to be watching in a bit, okay? That the logo change from Games Workshop is a mask-off moment because there's actually Romanian gangs in the Games Workshop factory that are as a faction that are trying to take over Games Workshop. Okay? That sounds crazy. That sounds like I'm talking shit, but that is a real video that I have on my monitor right now that I watched, and I was in hysterics, okay? Yeah, so you're all not going to believe me. I know, you all think I'm talking crazy. I'm talking, like, out of my arse, but just listen. Listen, we're going to look at the balance data slate stuff that's come out today. And then we're going to talk about the Romanian gangs that are taking over Games Workshop, okay? Which I'm just pretty sure are, like, steeped in just racism. But I have that video open, okay? There's also another video which is quite funny. But, like, yeah. Yeah. Mikey, the GW Reform Counsellor. I am not the Reform Counsellor. I am only telling you what people are saying online. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. I hope the glasses go back on when you give your journalistic hot take. Fuck's sake. Look, all I'm saying is, I don't fucking make drama. I just fucking happen upon it. So I told you if I said it out loud, okay, you would think I'm crazy. Alright? You would think I'm crazy. I told you, that's not an opinion. I didn't give you an opinion. I didn't give you an opinion. I told you there was a video that was a quote. A quote, chat. So yeah, crazy shit. Crazy shit, honestly. And I told you wouldn't believe me. But first we're going to do the balance update, okay? So don't go anywhere. There's been some balance updates this morning. I don't know anything about this. Because I fucking never get fucking contacted anymore. I send an email, nothing happens. The balance update has been changed. I imagine this is just removing Grey Knights and Black Templars, right? Oh, there's a Dark Angels thing. Each time an attack targets this model, if the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than tough... What did it say before? If they make an attack. If you make an attack, you might as well to win. The lion, that isn't it? Lion. Hellions? Hellion. Each time an attack is allocated to this model. They've just changed the wording. They've just changed the wording. It didn't do anything. It technically didn't do anything, no. Mikey confirms the fell racist. I didn't say that! What are you talking about? Stop calling me a racist. Yeah, that's just a wording change to make sure it actually works. Okay, that is all it changed in the balance state. It's like Grey Knights have gone, obviously. Field manual. I imagine this is just a points update. Yeah, Black Templar points updates and Grey Knights. Is everything the same? I don't know Black Templars that much, but I know Grey Knights pretty much. Chaplain 65, Paladins 180, Brotherhood, Nemesis 210, yeah, Grandmaster, yeah, about the same. The same. Okay, what else has there been? Chaos Knights and FAQ for Chaos Knights. If the Lord of Dread detachment does the enhancement Mirror of Fate, give the unit the Lord of Seat aura as outlined in the balance data set. Can they still use a once per game CP reduction on the command reroll stratagem? Well, I don't know what that fucking aura is. I don't know what that fucking aura is. So, okay, cool. Glad it works. Imperial Armor Grey Knights. Ah, they got rid of the Banisher. He's not a Tory. He's a Tory, not racist. Please stop. Please stop, bro. They got rid of the Banisher. Sag. Imagine thinking Chaos Knights have aura, 0 Riz army. True. They are 0 Riz. Banisher has been banished, yeah. Isn't it crazy that the turbo laser... Oh, the turbo laser structure is decent. But it's like the twin Thunderhawk heavy cannon is like just a battle cannon. Imperial Knights get this more than this amount of shots. The Banisher isn't in Legend anymore. What did it have Legends? It's probably just not been updated because they don't care. And this is just removing the FAQ for the other stuff. Okay, nothing crazy. Drago and Banisher sent to the Shadow Realm. Deserved, to be honest. Let's be real. Pretty much deserved. Okay. So the only real change there that was unexpected was the lion. The lion. Is he getting new rules? Is Vulcan getting new rules, or is he just a new model? That's what. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Or did they say they're getting new rules on the day or something? New local fair Drago was in the Banisher when GW deleted it. Yeah, imagine. That just looks so fucking uncanny valley, doesn't it? I think the problem with Joy Toy sometimes, especially like all metallics, is that the recesses are the same colour. You know, there's like no shading. There's shading around the eye. But there's no shading on the model. Or, like, very minimal shading, so it looks weird. Drago is G2's version of Doomslayer. Yeah, he's the Doom guy. Yeah, this looks like Uncanny Valley, doesn't it? It's just like, it's just weird. It's very strange. Null Nile sold separately. A bit of Null Nile and that'd be sick. So, crazy. Crazy. Alright. Okay, let's do... let's do the allegations. Okay, is everyone sitting comfortably? Everyone got the cuppa, alright? Because this is actually wild. This is actually insane shit, you know? Give us the gang warfare stuff. I'm gonna, okay? So, just like Valrat would say, someone sent me this last night, alright? Someone sent me this last night. And said, Mikey, haven't you been talking about this? That's what they said, definitely. That definitely happened, okay? That was definitely a real thing that happened. Someone messaged me and said, have you seen this? I definitely didn't see it on someone else's stream, like someone else would say. Anyway, there's this video. And I want to talk about this video because this person, I've met in person, okay? This person I've met in person, I think they're a nice person. I think that I've met them very, very, very briefly. They were very polite. They were very nice. But there's a video that they put out the other day on the 25th of July. Okay, and it's called Why No One Is Talking About GW's Recent Staff Departure. Okay, and you're like, Mikey, didn't you make a video about that? Didn't you make a video about someone getting laid off the other day? And the answer will be yes. Okay. So before I get into this video, I was going to say on the 25th of July, they said, why is no one talking about this? But then, on the 23rd of July, 2 days before, I was talking about this. You know? And you can be like, Mikey, come on now. Not everyone's going to see your video. So it's been seen by 3,000 people. You know? Not everyone's seen it. Maybe no one is talking about it and they didn't see it, so they made their own video. The managing editor is a bit... But on that same stream... Oh, I fucking clicked forward by accident. On that same stream... A weird one. Oh, I fucking ruined my thing now. Where was I? I've had it open since last night, so it's crashed out. You know. On that same stream, that same person is in the chat commenting. You know, talking about the guy from White Dwarf being laid off. The guy is saying, I'm a hobbyist experiencing the decline. It's got nothing to do with their share price. No, can't remember what that was about. Why is no one talking about this? Which made me laugh. So I had a look at the video and I was like, are they just taking my stream verbatim and just made a video out of it? It happens a lot. It's rather annoying. So I watched it and I was like, huh, maybe they want a signal boost. Maybe.
Hi, I'm Tom. People online call me Madcat, and welcome to the channel of the Mini Madcat. I don't have much time to record this video today. Lots of things have run into each other, and it is what it is. But I wanted to talk briefly on the...
Which is a very strange way to open the video, right? If you haven't got time for a video, why are you making a video? You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. I don't want to be like punching down too much, but that just made me laugh.
Subject of the most recent events of Lyle Lowry being let go or leaving as the editor of White Dwarf magazine. And this comes after, you know, Rachel Tung, the CFO, left in 2024, Paul Dainton in 2023, Thomas Elliott, Phil Moss. I think there's a few others. Obviously, we've had Duncan Rhodes, we've had Louise Sugden and Peachy all go.
Someone paid to make it. Let's kick up our own experience here. You know? But like, Lyle Lowry was made redundant, made that really clear, and then makes a video saying, I don't have enough time, he might have been let go or left. But also all of these other people that left like 3 years ago. So it's a bit like, okay, fine, right? Yeah, very different between the guy who was made redundant last week or 2 weeks ago, and now we're just like naming people who've just left Games Workshop, you know? Chat, I think half my chat has left Games Workshop once in the past, you know what I mean? I think half my chat has worked at Games Workshop once. Are they going to get added to the list? You know? Don't muddy the water. The point about this is about the recent staff departures. Don't start talking about Peachy and Louise making their own channels or whatever. That's not... I'm sorry, even though it's not relevant whatsoever. I left... Dio. Why did you say Diowag was left as well? You know what I mean? Why didn't they say Darker Days Radio left? But okay. Very strange start. It doesn't matter why Peachy, Louise, Duncan, etc. left. Yeah, it might be management. We only know what they've said. But it wasn't redundancy. Okay? I don't think the CFO left because of redundancy, you know? Recently. But okay.
But I think all of those reasons are all, varied, ultimately. But I just wanted to throw out a possibility. I haven't even had the time to look into this, so you'll have to forgive me, and you can fact check me and tell me that I'm wrong, and I would appreciate anyone looking into this. But recent events in the UK lead me to believe...
Guys, this morning, I think I might have sucked a fat dick. You know what I mean? This morning, I think I might have sucked a fat dick. I can't fact check, so I don't have enough time, so you guys will have to fact check me in the comments, alright? You'll have to confirm or deny, because I actually haven't, thought about this. Okay, I know what he's about to say, okay? I know what he's about to say, but just to lead up, we're a minute in. We're a minute in, and we're about to just go full conspiracy mode, you know? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's no evidence. There's no this had happened. It's just all of these people famously left, you know? 3 people made a YouTube channel. 4 people made a YouTube channel. One of them's a CFO that stayed there for a year after they left, you know?
Believe that there is new legislation for employees coming in that I am not 100% sure, but I get the feeling maybe the kind of legislation that's coming in, which is to do with, I think it's to do with offence laws of, if someone gets offended, can they take their manager to court or something or their boss or their company that they work for to court if they got offended at work. I think that's a new law that's coming in basically, and with that coming in, my first thought when this was all on the same day, this news, I thought, well, they'll have a little bit of a heads up on this legislation. They'll have people who keep abreast of these kind of changes coming in, and I wonder whether or not they have gone to Lyle, and maybe I've heard there's another manager let go. Someone said maybe the community manager.
Someone, bro, it was me on my stream you watched 2 days before making this video. You were in the chat. Anyway.
Had been let go. And it might be in my head that they've gone to these 2 managers with a piece of paper asking them basically to sign off on whatever rights these new legislations coming into the UK would give them. Basically, Games Workshop saying, look, I know there's new legislation coming in, but can you just sign a waiver to say that if you get offended at work, you're not going to sue us? And look, I could be wrong.
Do you understand what I mean when the title of this stream says actually wild allegations? It sucks to be made redundant. I think you should show some class, to be honest, instead of acting like a smug, sniggering bastard. This fucker hasn't been made redundant. He's coming out here making false allegations and just making shit up on the spot. And you're telling me to show grace? Bro hasn't been made redundant himself. He isn't Lyle. He isn't the community manager. He's Hull Tom. You can't just go on a video and just go, yo, someone got made redundant the other day. So I think there's actually some laws where Games Workshop has forced people to sign a contract saying we can't sue you. Where's the evidence, bro? Where's the evidence? You can't just make shit up. You can't make shit up and put videos out about it. It's just lies and conspiracy. Turns out half the fucking biggest podcast in the world, that's all they do. But you can't. So maybe sit the fuck down, John, Homer Simpson, and fucking listen to the conversation that's being had in front of you. I think you can, you just shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. You can do it, prove that he did. It's just like, yeah, you just... Okay, you can. You can do what you want, chat. Doesn't mean there's not going to be fucking repercussions for it. You can't just sit here and go, I think there's a new law being invented. And this is the reason that these people have been made redundant, because they didn't want to sign a contract for a waiver to not be sued. But also, yeah, there's no such thing as a contract to be like, no, you can't sue us now. That would be illegal.
Total conjecture. It's a super short video for today because I am pressed for time. If you want to come and check out what's going on with paint...
You can't throw an allegation out like that with no evidence, no nothing, and then just go, actually, there's no time left today. Catch you next time. Lyle got made redundant because he was battling the woke. Yeah, the wokies are coming in and they're trying to make us sign contracts. Couldn't even identify the new law he thinks is coming in. Source, trust me, bro. This has just got to get people comment on the video. Maybe. I've only got time for a short video, so I would fit 15 minutes of crazy into 4. This YouTube block is easy, just make it up.
Seeing 1,000 Suns Rhino tank at the moment. It's looking really nice. We've still got this guy to finish. You can't see him properly, but yes, it's a Primaris 2nd edition homage. We've got to get this done. There's so much going on. It'd be crazy not to come and check out the live stream at Beyond the Box Art on Twitch TV. I shall see you in there. I have to cut this video and upload it in a minute and put a description down and everything. So click the links. Love you lots. Better video next week. I promise. Bye. Question everything. Have fun.
Am I just watching fucking QAnon? Question everything. Don't believe your eyes. He has to cut a single tape. Look, editing is hard, don't get me wrong. I think there's new laws coming out that stops idiots from making YouTube videos, but I could be wrong. So yeah, I watched this. I was like, what the fuck? What is this? And then a minute of advert at the end. For 4 minutes, a minute of it is advert. Question everything. I'll start with you. So, strange video. Strange video. Wasn't going to talk about it. I was like, this is just clickbait. This is just clickbait, but also lies. Also, extremely crazy allegations. To a point where you will probably just get a cease and desist to be like, yo, you can't fucking randomly say shit. You know? Question everything. Me when my opponent tells me their rules. So just like, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? Okay. But anyway, he said, better video next week, and I checked the date. That was 2 days after I live streamed. No one's talking about it. Is in the chat right there. But no one is talking about it. Someone mentioned this 2 days before you'd watch the stream talking about it. But okay, fine. I'll get over that bit. Anyway, my story, GW logo change is a mask off moment. Mask off, my truth revealed, and then the Games Workshop logo. Okay. Also, Gilio, nice one, dude. Thanks for the kickback by using Outpost link. Now, I can't quite prepare you for this video. Now, I do think before I get into it, okay, there's some serious stuff in here, and if it's true, that's really sad. You know what I mean? And it sucks. However, there's some stuff in here that is just like, I don't understand how they thought this was normal. He's going hard down the conspiracy theory road. This guy needs an intervention. Yeah. I wish we could see the drop-off rate for people who didn't sign up for the level of crazy I expect to be. Yeah, watch my view cards. People just fucking leave and just fucking... They're starting to get angry at the woke contracts that don't exist. However, there's the one thing... It's just a very serious video, but the music is going to fucking make you do lappy. I am not playing music before I click on this video, okay? Unless it's changed since I watched it, which I doubt. I did not add any music to this.
Hi, I'm Tom. Welcome to the channel of the Mini Mad Cat. It's time. I've waited 3 years for this, and the recent Games Workshop logo change felt like a green light to me. For many people, the logo change represents something, and in this video I hope to instantiate that feeling and give my stories I have from when I worked for them, so that you can make up your own mind, benefiting from the addition of an insider's perspective.
Okay, when we talk about the logo change, you know what I mean? Do you know when we talk about, like, the logo change, we are all memeing, right? People actually care is a meme. Because I made a video about it, and I was like, that is a cringe logo, but actually they've just been using Warhammer for like 5 years now. The idea that the logo of a company changing is like actually a big deal. It's just a meme. No, some people actually care. Okay. So a company changing their corporate entity logo, you know, is a green light to talk about the truth from 3 years ago. Dude with a meth cat for logo, glass house. Is it a meth cat? Would you say that's a meth cat? Maybe it is.
Change felt like a green light to me. For many people, the logo change represents something, and in this video I hope to instantiate that feeling and give my stories I have from when I worked for them, so that you can make up your own mind, benefiting from the addition of an insider's perspective. The story includes disclosures I've never shared before, and some of this story I would consider to be of a whistleblower nature.
I'm going to put my headphones on just because I know the music gets loud.
Let's get this caveat in now. I'm sure, in fact, I know that there are still some really good people working at Games Workshop. I won't...
Okay, it feels like with the music, I'm a bit like, you know, when the two main characters in anime are best friends, but actually one of them realizes that one of them realizes that they're going to have to turn sides. Something wrong with them. Maybe they've got like a dark energy that's going to turn them into evil. Now imagine that whilst this song is playing.
Name any of the good ones in this video for fear of repercussions on them from the bad ones that they have to live with.
Hero, I can't go on like this. Nakamura, no! You can! You have the light inside! I've gotta go, Hero.
Sad to say that these kinds of people were quickly becoming the exception, it seemed.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to take serious, but the music is fucking wild.
But to those people, you know who you are. Second caveat for this is my personal story based on my own memories and experiences working at Games Workshop. Some events are from over 8 years ago, and they may not be recalled with perfect accuracy. What I share here reflects my perspective, and it is not intended to defame or misrepresent anyone. If it does, it's just a second-order effect.
Didn't you say that this is like a whistleblow? Isn't a whistleblow like usually defamation? He's about to sprout a full head of glowing Goku hair when he turns on the evil ones. I don't think like saying that like these events are from 8 years ago, so I might not remember them correctly. And if it's defamation, yikes. You know. Whistleblowing is also protected.
Where to begin? At the beginning, or towards the end where my memories are freshest? Well, I guess the beginning makes sense, right? From the moment I stepped into the reception, we'll start this.
I believe a whistleblower is the opposite. It's telling the truth that's been covered up, isn't it? Yeah. But then it says it's like a whistleblower, but this is also... I don't know.
With a nice story. From the moment I stepped into the reception of Games Workshop HQ in Nottingham to the moment they kicked me out after injuring myself at work, the time at Games Workshop was rarely, if ever, boring. Starting with a wholesome and nice story, we should make this all a shit sandwich, I guess, appropriate when it's about other GW managers. I consider myself extremely lucky that Jez Goodwin opened the door for me as I was carrying a rather large box full of painted miniatures on the first occasion I rocked up to Games Workshop HQ reception. Jez Goodwin, the man behind the design of the Eldar. Well, he helped me through the reception door, shook me by the hand, and greeted me with great enthusiasm. He promptly, after I'd explained what I was there for, told the receptionist to get this man a job.
This is a man talking about how life was better back in the day when the people working at the company looked like more like it. I can't even say no, really. I can't even say no, it isn't, because I know what's coming. Yeah, like I said, I just want to say I haven't done anything to this video. This is how it was uploaded with the music and all, okay?
More on Jez on a different video, hopefully. It's not a blanket statement on staff within the company. It's about a very particular group of people, this story that I'm going to tell. From my perspective, during my time at the company, they were doing their best to take the company over from the inside, from the bottom up. So let's get this first strange little story out of the way. When I first started working for Games Workshop, it was through a recruitment company. This recruitment company, who went by the name of Serious Recruitment Services, SRS for short, claims to be a local Nottingham office for the recruitment company of the same name. I can't recall for certain what it was that made me look them up on Company's House, but I think it was a discrepancy in my payslip, I think. Anyway, long and short of that part of the story is that the people who were employing me as a temp for Games Workshop in the games packing department weren't actually the Nottingham office for Serious Recruitment Services. Serious Recruitment Services didn't have a Nottingham office at the time. Later, they changed their name. I wish I could remember what that change was too, but I can't, I'm afraid.
Is this a video about Games Workshop or a video about our recruitment company. You know what I mean? Why did he turn up with a box of minis to meet Jez Goodwin if he was packing boxes? What have I missed? You haven't missed anything. This is the wildest episode of the Twilight Zone. Serious Recruitment Services Limited still exists. Oh no. Chat, I'm gonna make this play faster, okay? Okay, it's a little slow. I'm gonna put it 125 because it's dragging a little bit. So did he technically work for I don't know how like recruitment services work, right? Someone will have to like explain to me. If you work for a recruitment service, you don't actually work for the company you're working with, right? You work for another company that you are getting subcontracted out. So did he work for Games Workshop? Just found them on Company's House and they also have a website. So what is this? So Jez Goodwin met you once, said hello, told people to give you a job at the reception. And now we talk about a recruitment service that has changed its office. I'm awfully confused.
I think it was similar, but anyway. I confirmed this by calls to the head office of Serious Recruitment Services at the time of discovery, but I took it no further. Either way, so...
Serious Recruitment Service, Nottingham. Recruiter in Redditch. You know? They're on Company's House. They're based in Rugby. Is he sure they just didn't have an office in Nottingham? It just wasn't the head office. Is that what we're saying? Because that happens all the time. That's just normal. That's just where the fucking company house letters go to. You know, you owe us taxes. We'll send it to this address. Yeah, I'm not saying like recruitment services aren't probably a little scummy, but like in terms of like how a recruitment service works, you know, sadly in the capitalistic society that we live in, you as an employee have to make more money than you actually earn. You know what I mean? For the company. That is the fucking dog shit society we live in. You know what I mean? Like that's just sadly when the only asset they have to sell is people time, then they're going to charge a higher cost than they're paying you because that's how they make their money. You know, if you work in a factory, you've got to make more product that can be sold for more cost than it costs to make it, including your hour. That is a shit. It is shit. But that's sadly the sad reality we live in. You know. Otherwise, they're just spending to lose money. But like recruitment agencies, from my understanding, are like the worst of the worst because they are literally just selling people time. So they're paying you X and getting paid more than that to sell to someone else. You know what I mean? However, what is this video about? The GW logo change means that the Serious Recruitment Agency actually didn't have a Nottingham office. You know? What I imagine has happened here is a Serious Recruitment Agency based in Rugby or wherever have gone, oh shit, we can make loads of money from Games Workshop, so we'll have a little fucking pop-up box there where we get where the manager's there. You know what I mean? Anyway.
What we can conclude from this is that, knowingly or not, Games Workshop were using an illegitimate company for their temporary recruitment services for at least a few years, by my guess.
can't even spell it. Now, to be fair, that's 2023. That's quite new. (2022). Oh, wait a minute, did I read that wrong? No, incorporated. I mean, technically they did close the company and reopen it. SRS are a part of Series A Corporation Limited. They've been involved in manufacturing in the UK since 1970s. Yeah, I'm sure there's more to this story than these two things that I looked at. Okay, cool. Games Workshop are using an illegitimate company that's been widely known, allegedly, since the 1970s. That sure is an allegation. Very, very serious allegation so far. Fuck's sake.
Almost all the temp staff were from Romania, Poland, and the Czech Republic, incidentally. Most of them lived packed in like sardines in houses the recruitment company had arranged for them, according to one girl I worked alongside. I got along famously with most of them, lovely people. There's pretty much no way there wasn't something illegal going on there, however, and I find
No, I heard the word allegedly once, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what? Games Work... Are you trying to say Games Workshop hired illegal, like, fucking... just illegal people, or whatever? Is that what this guy is trying to say? Recruitment company paid for accommodation for Eastern European immigrants to pack boxes for GW. I think that is the claim. This guy is 100% getting sued for defamation. This is like I said, I don't think I could prepare you for what was in this video. He's talking about I think he's talking about the recruitment company, saying that the recruitment company is doing lots of illegal stuff. Not really substantiating what the illegal stuff is, but also claiming that Games Workshop knew about it all along.
I find it really impossible to imagine that someone in charge of the accounts at Games Workshop HQ weren't aware of this, if I was able to find it out from a couple of simple searches. Next story.
I googled it, so it must be true. Is that what we're saying? I'm sorry, that was the... I'm going to watch it, play it in full now. I'm not going to stop.
Most of them lived packed in like sardines in houses the recruitment company had arranged for them, according to one girl I worked alongside. I got along famously with most of them, lovely people. There's pretty much no way there wasn't something illegal going on there, however, and I find it really impossible to imagine that someone in charge of the accounts at Games Workshop HQ weren't aware of this, if I was able to find it out from a couple of simple searches.
Simple searches, you can't bother to look things up on Company's House. GDU contact recruitment company, asked for 20 workers. Workers come, workers work. GDU won't do background checks on workers. That's the recruiter's job. Yeah. So he's literally just like, yo, Games Workshop, we're doing something illegal. I can't believe he's just saying this. With no evidence, no nothing, no screenings, no text, no nothing.
Next story has to be that I'm not going to be getting everything out. There's a couple of the stories that have come to mind, and I wanted to get them out and just give you a bit of my experience, give you a bit of perspective, like I say. Next story has to be that whilst working on the factory floor, checking and packing the plastics from the injection molding machines, it became apparent to me that there were some minor factions vying for managerial control of the shop floor. Industrial
factions on the shop floor. Lovely calming voice. The man isn't smart enough to know he's dumb. This is insane levels of ignorance. I'm loving it. Lovely calming voice though. I mean, yeah. I did actually think that when I was watching it. I did think that when I was watching it. I was like, it's got a great fucking voiceover. There we go. It's got a great voiceover voice. It'd be great for radio, great for like doing painting tutorials and stuff. It makes it sound like Gangs of Necromunda. I think he does. Yeah. I've quickly got to do something. 1 second. I just realised I'm about to run out of memory on my hard drive because I'm a numpty. I just need to randomly delete some videos. Delete that bad boy. When we were talking about the fucking... What date was it last week today? 28th. Yeah, I can delete that. I think that's the financial... Is that the financial report? I'm trying to delete some old streams because my hard drive's about to fill up. Delete Space Marine 2 again. I'm going to have to. Yeah, you're right. Delete Space Marine 2. It's the only way. Okay, there we go. Just made 20 gig. Computer's up shouting at me. Sorry, chat. I will continue now. I will continue. Oof. Close one. Close one. Right. Okay. So, let's break it down where we're at so far. Games Workshop definitely... Let's break down what he said on the video, not what I am personally claiming, because I would not claim any of this. Games Workshop were hiring illegal workers from an illegitimate company that still exists today. That's where we're at. Followed by, there are gang wars on the packing floor.
espionage was rife and common, as mad as that sounds. There were people trying to land their higher-ups in piles of shit on a regular basis in the hopes that they'd take their job once they were gone. Actually, that was actually happening. This is going to sound...
Now, if that's true, that is crazy and awful. But you just haven't filled me with confidence with the first 5 minutes of this video. To say there's corporate espionage after saying that they're using an illegitimate company when it's evilly proven that the company is still operational. To call out corporate espionage. Which, yeah, isn't espionage when, like, one company, like, tries to, like, infiltrate and attack another? Not just, like, some guy on the packing floor is getting a bit mad with someone. Getting mad with his manager. There was a story with, like, wasn't it 2 banks? Wasn't there a corporate story with 2 banks? And this is a story I heard on a podcast, and I might not remember it all correctly, so this is whistleblowing. Where there was, like, a guy had infiltrated... I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. But it was, like, it just sounds so funny. Essentially, a guy had been, like, infiltrating another company and got on the company Slack on his mobile phone. When the police found out, he tried to flush the toilet flush the phone down the toilet, and then he ended up not failing to do that. So he grabbed the phone and then left and tried to flee the country and then got arrested. It is whistleblowing, so it is protected, though. Allegedly. But that's what I heard on a podcast. So it's probably just a made up story. That story sounds a lot like Toilet Dice. If I find it, I'll share it on the Discord. But it sounded very funny. It sounded really... I was listening to it on a podcast called, I think it's Lemonade Stand. I think that's the podcast I heard on, which makes a lot of sense. Toilet Dice, hell yeah, dude. Toilet phone. So anyway, where were we? Corporate espionage.
Job once they were gone. Actually, that was actually happening. This is going to sound insane and outrageous. There were
Which bit?
effectively ethnic gangs in the injection molding and games packing departments.
Oh. I think there's an ethnic gang next to me. Need to get 30p Lee down there and sort it out right now. Has he watched Prison Break? He's watched Survivor. That's where he's at. I think bro is in prison and just forgot. I am the captain now. Okay, there are ethnic gangs in Games Workshop. This is what this man has just said. Okay, there is ethnic gang warfare within Games Workshop's packing floor. This is, and the logo change is what brought him to this point. You remember when I kind of like queued this up video and I was like, you're not going to believe me if I tell you. And then I kind of told you a little bit. And you're like, what are you on about, Mikey? And I was like, yeah, that is on a video. Can we make a poll who won based off the logo change? I can't believe, you know, I can't believe someone would like come on a video and claim this with like no evidence whatsoever. This is just like absolutely wild, you know? This is just like fucking isn't it? I mean, we're going to continue, but all from this point on, I just think this person is like Daily Mail obsessed, massive racist. You know what I mean? I can't believe like someone's coming out saying there's ethnic gang wars on the Games Workshop packing floor, but also to claim it's ethnic gangs. It's just like, okay, maybe there's two or three guys that are all from the same place and they hang out with each other because they've got like a shared thing in common. You know what I mean? They like Warhammer. They're also from a different country. But it just comes across as just honestly, just bear this in mind. It's just like comes across as just like racist from this point on. This story. Share things like language, yeah. Anyway.
There were effectively ethnic gangs.
Also the music. This is what I use when I'm trying to tell a story about like when a spacemarine like snipes someone from across the battlefield and managed to roll 2 6s to kill him. You know what I mean?
The injection molding and games packing departments. And I don't think it was exclusive to those departments. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was along ethnic lines either completely, but those sorts of things are apparent and it will become more clear in the story I'm about to tell why. I don't think it was exclusive to those departments. I'm not sure. I had a really good shift manager who ended up being targeted by one of these groups. One Romanian lad was a ringleader who was creating disruption and genuinely building up a little cadre around him. And one day,
we have a ringleader. There's a ringleader and a cadre around him. Quote chat. Bro, this guy's gonna get sued to oblivion. You know? New yikes tag catcher just dropped. Oh, bro. Are they Romanian Tau? I'd play the shit out of that. That sounds sick.
He whispered in my ear that he was a Romanian supremacist and that he and a few of them were going to make my life hell. I'm paraphrasing him, but that was the brunt of what was whispered in my ear.
Okay. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Games Workshop are illegally hiring people. They are privy to, again, this is quoting from the video, just so I understand where we're coming from, just so I understand where we're at. Hungry Bert, thank you for the 17 months. Games Workshop are using an illegitimate company. That illegitimate company is hiring people from other countries.
Celebrates 17 months of membership.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Read all about it in my new book.
the people that they're hiring are being shoved into houses, and now the people that they're hiring, the foreigners, I'm adding that bit in, the foreigners. That's what he's saying, in my opinion. Allegedly. See how easy that was? Has caused ethnic gangs within Games Workshop's packing floor. One of them being a Romanian cadre. And the leader...
celebrates 17 months of membership.
Thank you, mate.
He smoked before this vid, but I need some.
And thank you for the 17 months. And the ringleader of this cadre whispered in his ear, I am a Romanian supremacist. The ethnics will be more accurate to his words, which sounds worse. Just to let you know, that's just this last 2 minutes. Not the first bit about Jez Goodwin randomly shaking his hand and whatever. Do you think the gang did the damage to the satellite models? I think so. Why would someone come up to you and say this to you? Me when I lie. How long's left? Just another 9 minutes.
And I know it sounds insane, but that happened. That happened, okay? I ended up working directly with a manager who I didn't like, and neither did anyone else, to get rid of that lad. It was a good thing that was done to get rid of that lad, but I'd gotten myself into bed with a hatchet man, a known hatchet man, and it wouldn't be the last time he would call on me to help him again.
What's a hatchet man? I heard this mentioned. What's a hatchet man? Is this like someone who's like a bit of a knobhead? I've been out of the workplace for too long to know any of these terms. The dude who fires people, right? Okay. The racist employee went to a racist manager and fired the guy. It doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? So it does a day wait, right? Okay. Enforcers, nice. Warhammer term. RBT's enforcers. That's a hatchet man. Right, okay. Thank you, chat. I don't know all these terms. I'm just a guy who works by myself. I work for myself, by myself. I don't understand any of these terms. And before that, I used to work in a university. We didn't have any of this. You know? We had racists. Yeah, they used to hate the Asians coming in, taking over, forgetting that they paid their wages. That's what they used to say, where I used to work. But that's the only claim I made. I'm not going to start claiming that people call themselves supremacists in my ear. You know what I mean? Mikey just admitted to running a white-only workplace. That's true. I do run a white-only workplace because it's me. Just not by myself. I love picturing that the warehouse is just inspiration for Necromunda. Imagine they're just like taking pictures and then they just like sketch over them and that's the artwork for the Necromunda rulebook. Hellstorm, I think gang confirmed. Fuck me. The cats are. That's true. The cats aren't cis white males. To be fair. To be fair, the cats aren't cis white males, so we're doing good.
The thing is, I'm not a shithead. So when that manager later down the line asked me to dob a toolmaker in the tool room for removing company waste that was going to landfill from a bin and helping to distribute this company waste between a few hobbyists, I wasn't so compliant. Quick
So when the Romanian ringleader, your words, not mine, was probably just doing their job, you were like, hatchet man, me and you, best buds. When, your words, so the toolmaker is redistributing waste to local hobbyists, i.e. corporate theft, you didn't want to help. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, don't get me wrong. Sending things to landfill is cringe, especially when it's like perfectly good models that then have to go to the bin. That is cringe. However, no matter the way you look at it, whether you disagree, whether you think all their waste should get jet washed, because remember all the stuff outside Warhammer World where it was covered in literal poo because of the sewage works, the sewage explosion. So they had boxes and boxes of models just sat outside. Everyone was like, give me one. And I was like, guys, they're covered in poo. You don't want them. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think jet washing them down and letting people take them home, probably a better idea than sending them to a landfill. However, if you just take them, that is theft. That is just theft. Redistribute waste sounds like the leaniest uprising happening now. He's a racist, not a thief. Oh, fuck, you're so right. You're so right. So when I stole, I wouldn't dob anyone. The bin diver wasn't a Romanian supremacist ringleader Tau Kadri, Maggie, so it's fine. Redistribute waste sounds like a terrible punk band. Oh, God.
And helping to distribute this company waste between a few hobbyists, I wasn't so...
Sounds like a socialist game, bro. Bro, did you forget about the bit where it said there was a Romanian ringleader?
Client. Quick explanation to those who aren't aware, GW have to throw loads of stuff away. Returns that aren't suitable to go back on shelves, or discontinued products that, for example. Would, when I was there, those products that get stored around the back of the main building until they were often crushed and picked up to for the landfill. Anyway, in the end, that lad took the bullet for saving a few boxes and books from going to landfill and finding them nice homes instead. He lost his job.
The Hungarian polymer redistributed the fruits of their labour. Ah. However, he's angry because the man lost his job because he was redistributing the waste to friends and hobbyists. He was taking shit from the company and selling it outside. Whilst I agree, you know, landfill and like waste is awful, that is theft. That is stealing. He didn't buy them from the company. He didn't claim them from the company. That is theft. Are you having a laugh? What is the allegation here? You dobbing the guy in again because he was stealing from GW? You want him to get punished again? I bet they had proof of profiting. That's why it went that far. I imagine so. That would be my thoughts. That would be my personal opinion, not a fact, allegedly. You know what I mean? Friends and hobbyists is probably just eBay. Yeah, my friend Ian Bay. The reason they let staff do it is because they'll immediately see an uptick in the amount of waste. Yeah, exactly. If you can be like, allegedly, if I was working in a factory and they were like, yeah, if it's waste, you can just take it home. I'd be like, yep. Yep, take that bit home. Saturnine Terminator, take that bad boy home. You know what I mean? That is just what people would do. This is the fucking wild video, dude. Honestly.
Thankfully, he got a better job. This was because of this hatchet man. Thankfully, he got a better job, close to home as a toolmaker, shortly before his first child was born. So in the end, it worked out quite nicely for him.
This thief managed to get a better job because the guy who was sacking people for doing bad things sacked someone. At least he got a new job before his kid was born.
Okay.
What are you saying? What is going on?
And it could have been a lot worse, right? But that's, you know, somebody literally stopping waste from going in the bin.
Theft. 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 Was the toolmaker Keir Starmer's dad? Oh my god, it's Keir Starmer's dad! Our fellow white landed on his feet. Thank God, said Chap. Jesus.
This hatchet man just was like, had a boner. And it was like he had to go. Right? And everyone else around him was going to suffer until this lad went. Like, that was...
The thief.
That was basically what was going on.
He was making it a problem because he was a thief. I don't understand the whole high and mighty, he stopped it going to landfill. It's like, no, he was stealing, sadly. You know what I mean? You were just stealing from the company you worked for.
Anyway, this was the point, I believe, where I went from being considered an ally by this manager, who I will refer to from this point on as Milk, to being repeatedly targeted and eventually put through the HR ringer and kicked out largely as a result of this event and similar interactions going forward. Now, Milk...
So you tried to defend someone who was a thief, so they took you to HR? Now you're calling him Milk. I wonder what Milk means. I would love to know why he calls him Milk. Complicit with theft. He's probably... I think he's like just outed himself as part of it. You know what I mean? Milk is white. True. It's probably just a racist term.
Milk had, amongst other breaches in conduct, largely as a result of this event and similar interactions going forward. Now, Milk had, amongst other breaches in conduct, breached Data Protection Acts by sharing staff's private medical information, for example, and they used bullying and intimidation tactics on staff all the time. They were well known for it. I had a whole litany of things against this manager, and he was a group of managers. You know, the manager above him was kind of in that group. He had cajoled certain other managers in from underneath, and...
I also just want to keep reminding you that I have not done anything to the music. It is just how this loud. But now we have a ringleader of managers. I think this is what he's talking about.
And it was clear that they were forming a group in order to try to, you know, domineer within the company. And these weren't hobbyists. They couldn't give a shit about the hobby, okay? Anyway, I won't list the litany.
You can't just say something... give an allegation and then just go, anyway, I'm sorry. Also, not a hobbyist. What does that mean? You're working in a factory, bro. You're working in a factory. What are you talking about? The whole salary management structure was wrong. I, the lone wolf agency staffer, was both right and... Wait, stop talking, everyone. Was both right and also a bigger fan of the product than they are. I can't believe he accused him of not being hobbyist. What is this allegation? See those managers over there? Yep. Tourist. Yup. GW Robin Hood rescued plastic crap from the evil Milk and sold them to the poor. Oh my god.
Of things I had against that guy here, but once I felt that it had gone on for long enough and I had a substantial amount of things I could point to that Milk had done, I went to HR. Mistakenly, I did not realise that this would be the rounding of the houses. I did not realise the rounding of the circling of the caravans would happen on me. But, okay. I ended up in a meeting with Milk, and
did he use the word caravans in an analogy for a reason? Is that another racist remark, or am I reading too much into it? I think I might be reading too much into it. I think he meant circling the wagons. Yeah, he's just got caravans on the mind. Just he said those ethnic groups were trying to do, yeah. So he shopped himself to HR, then got sacked. Yeah, it feels like there is a Romanian supremacist that him and the hatchet man Milk helped get him sacked because he was a supremacist, allegedly, according to this man on screen. But then when there was a thief, this guy didn't want to help out. So then the hatchet man went to the managers and made a ring of managers where one of them was a ringleader. It just doesn't make... There's just so many dots in my head. I'm trying to, I keep pausing to kind of break it down, to not only try to explain to you what's happening, but also for me to be able to put all of these things together in a line. And I keep trying, and it keeps not working. I keep trying to, put these things, but I basically is going, here's this crazy shit happened. Anyway, this also happened. Anyway, this thing happened. Anyway, it's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What is happening? Am I losing the plot? Has this person lost the plot? Have you lost the plot in chat? I've got no idea. I don't want. I'm just trying to break it down to make it understandable. All I can see is racism. All I can see is fucking racism, dude. I think I know why he's calling the guy Milk, and it's horrible thought if true. Oh my god, now I want to know. Now I want to know what you mean.
Anyway, I won't list the litany of things I had against that guy here, but once I felt it had gone on for long enough and I had a substantial amount of things I could point to that Milk had done, I went to HR. Mistakenly, I did not realise that this would be the rounding of the houses. I did not realise the rounding of the circling of the caravans would happen on me. Okay. I ended up in a meeting with Milk and his manager. During one of these meetings, whilst it went over my head at the time, a subtle offer was made for me to withdraw my accusations, and that in return, I might have been compensated with some...
The fucking Kevin MacLeod prank music. The fucking Kevin MacLeod prank music.
Over my head at the time, a subtle offer was made for me to withdraw my accusations, and that in return, I might have been compensated with some sort of positional improvement within the company.
He's trying to make, serious allegations here and has Kevin MacLeod playing really loudly.
I naturally refused due to a strong moral and ethical compass. I don't think I'd be the only...
Strong moral and ethical compass, but did protect the guy stealing. He's calling him Milk as a reference to gay American politician and activist. This guy is homophobic and racist. What? Is that why? Is that what everyone else is? Is that... Harvey Milk? What's Harvey Milk? Harvey Bernard Milk was an American politician, the first openly gay man to be elected in public office in California. Oh. Oh no. He did say he was a supervisor. You know, it would be worse if we made all these claims and then Kevin MacLeod prank music started playing.
Only person though who ended up getting a leg up from those guys because they were.
I can't fucking do this, dude. I can't fucking do this with the music. Oh. Oh. God. I was just about to click it on his head. I know what's gonna come. That's what's funny. I'm not laughing at anything that's been said in chat. I'm not laughing at anything he's saying. I'm just laughing at the things that are being said whilst the music is playing. Well, look who's copying who now. Chatterbox Barak, someone sent this to me last night. That's what I did say. Someone sent this to me last night. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it, bro.
Willing to be a shithead. I have more stories on a number of matters that might lead to similar feelings, but it's been a...
That story was 20 seconds long.
My accusations, and that in return, I might have been compensated with some sort of positional improvement within the company. I naturally refused due to a strong moral and ethical compass.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be the only person, though, who ended up getting a leg up from those guys because they were willing to be a shithead.
And they didn't commit theft. or protect someone who committed theft. Okay.
I have more stories on a number of matters that might lead to similar feelings, but it's been over 3 years and 6 months ago I injured myself there. I was working in the tool room for Games Workshop, and I never took them to court, despite being told to again and again, not only for injury at work, but also for wrongful dismissal and whatever else. I didn't take them to court because I didn't want to have to keep this quiet my whole life. And I've...
Not theft. He was a nice lad saving the toys at the end of Toy Story 3. Ah, Shadow of the Warp. I was about to say that, but I held it back. 3 years and 6 months, definitely not counting. Went from strong-arming him when he refused to tell them about theft to offering him a better job if he pulled a complaint against Milk. But he's such a hero of the people, he couldn't take the job. This is the thing. I'm just a bit like... I didn't take them to court because I had no real grounds or the evidence to prove it. Yeah, like, what do you mean if you take them to court you can't talk about it? They don't do, like, gagging laws in, like, personal injury. As far as I'm aware. Yo, chat, just so you know, I went to court once for personal injury because I was crashed into 8 years ago, whatever it was. I can't talk about it, though, because I was in court. I had to stand in front of a judge. There was a solicitor there, and they were like, why did you not keep going to therapy? And I was like, yo, I just didn't think about it because I was in a lot of pain. I didn't want to move. But also, it was in court. It's all fucking public. You can probably Google it, I imagine. So I don't understand. This is the hero Bonnie Tyler wrote about. Have you been injured in the workplace? Keep quiet about it until you make a semi-watchable YouTube video you can put random music onto. Yeah, that's literally injury lawyers for you. I've never used that company. I've got nothing to do with them, but they're in my brain because I saw the adverts every day. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here, bro? But his principles would have meant he'd never settle out of court. That's true. As your pretend solicitor, Mikey, stop talking about your court thing. Yeah.
Feared that I'd be slapped with an NDA if I had done. So subscribe, like, comment down below.
Wait, what were we saying?
Those guys because they were willing to be a shithead. I have more stories on a number of matters that might lead to similar feelings, but it's been over 3 years and 6 months ago I injured myself there. I was working in the tool room for Games Workshop, and I never took them to court, despite being told to again and again, not only for injury at work, but also for wrongful dismissal and whatever else. I didn't take them to court because I didn't want to have to keep this quiet my whole life. And I feared that I'd be slapped with an NDA if I had done.
Right, okay. But also, if you've been slapped with an NDA for taking them to court, wouldn't you have been paid your dues? So does it matter? You know what I mean? You know? Like, ultimately, if we want to really, like, dig deep. A shithead seems incredibly broad for accusations he's not said allegedly for once. Yeah.
So subscribe, like, comment down below. It really helps me in my independent search for, you know, well, independence. Because it's likely that if you don't, this video is not going to get anywhere, and this story won't reach people, and I hope it does.
Oh, it certainly reached people, bro. It certainly reached people. Injuring himself is a bit telling rather than got injured. Yeah. Can we just try and figure out how a logo change led to this video? Yeah, I'm still not sure, bro.
Again, refer to my disclaimer at the beginning of the video. It's not to defame anyone. It's not to damage the company. It's just...
You called the guy Milk and said he was part of a ringleader, and you called someone a Romanian supremacist. I'm not sure this isn't to defame someone. And you protected someone thieving from work.
To tell my story. I had notified my manager in occupational health that I was struggling. I'd requested reduced hours, citing my concern over the pain I was feeling in my hand and arm and shoulder whilst I worked. Don't know, and back as well. I don't know for certain, but I think they thought I was joking. Or
the fucking music change. The fucking music. Is that a Dua Lipa rip-off? I think so. Welcome to Jet 2 Holidays. You can get £50 off each person of a family of 4. That's £200. Enjoy.
Maybe they had good reason to think that.
If I was copying, I'd say, oh, it's like Love Island just started.
Or lying in order to move on in the company.
Family 4, Mikey. Packed in like sardines. But that's £200.
To a different department.
Right, okay. I'm going to try and ignore the music and take him seriously. Okay? No one else has for the past 20 minutes.
Or something, I'm not sure, but what I do know, and I did want to become an heavy metal painter, so maybe they had good reason to think that, but it was genuine, you know, I was just...
What?
In occupational health that I was struggling. I'd requested reduced hours, citing my concern over the pain I was feeling in my hand and arm and shoulder whilst I worked. Don't know, and back.
So you've hurt your arm, shoulder and back.
As well. I don't know for
you want reduced hours, fine.
Certain, but I think they thought I was joking or lying in order to move on in the company to a different department or something. I'm not sure, but what I do know, and I did want to become an heavy metal painter, so maybe they had good reason to think that, but it was genuine, you know, I was just, my arm still now, I suffer to this day. Because of it.
He wanted to be a painter, so he worked the packing floor. Yeah, a little bit of like a little bit of a roundabout way to go for that role. He's a box packer who experienced arm pain and blocked his heavy metal painting dreams. Yeah, if you've got arm pain, one, you should see them for workplace injury. Fine, whatever. That is kind of like by the by. But if you've got arm pain, they're going to struggle to hire you to paint stuff all day, every day. Because that's just going to lead to fucking more injury, innit? Isn't he agency staff? Oh, yeah! He doesn't even work for Games Workshop. I'm so out of it. I'm so lost.
And I think that my concerns were deliberately buried. I was bullied into withdrawing my application for reduced hours. I still have that application. I still have the emails to show it.
I still have the emails. I still have the emails. You know? See? Look at this email we've got. It's as easy as that. I still have the emails. See? Show the emails then. Is this just an announcement video for being the next paid face presenter? I put it to you that if you said your average recruiting agency staffer, I want to be an ever metal painter, though, and that other first what that means, no, shouldn't they? Release the list.
That I was bullied out of. Withdrawing that, got onto rambling here, and I've only got 12 minutes to upload the video and put a thumbnail on it and whatever else. My point.
Why have you never got any time? What are you doing? You've come out with 4 allegations, ringleaders, illegal recruitment, racism, fucking theft, unfair dismissal, personal injury, and you've only got 12 minutes. Where are you going, bro? Where are you going? You're at home. Guys, I'm going to end the stream anyway. I know you can't watch the rest of the video, but I've only got 12 minutes to turn this off, so I've only got 12 minutes to turn this off. You know what I mean? I've got to beat some. I've got to go fucking buy the Daily Mail and fucking jump in on my friend group where they're all skinheads and got weird tattoos. I'm going there in a minute.
I'm making this video is and directly in relation to the change of company logo that's happened.
Logo! He's talking about the logo again!
At Games Workshop. The internals of the company have been maligned and festering for over a decade. The company logo change is just now we see the rot.
It's been festering for over a decade, yet 3 years ago you were desperate to work there. It's been festering for over a decade, yet 3 years ago you wanted to be an heavy metal painter. If it's been festering, why did you want to work there? He wanted to be in the rot. The GD logo change is about the rot inside, yeah.
The public reveal. The slipping mask of the soullessness within, finally on display. I feel for the hobbyists still in there that remember the good old days. What a decline.
Before those Romanian ethnic gangs, quote. I forgot this was about the logo.
Mask of the soullessness within, finally on display. I feel for the hobbyists still in there that remember the good old days. What a decline they've experienced. Anyway, the hobby is still doing...
He's trying to, like, talk really, like, profoundly, but the music, I'm not sure what's happening. Make Games Workshop great again. Miguagua. 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 I don't know why I find that so funny. The good old days he wasn't there for. That's the thing. The good old days he wasn't there for because he only worked in the factory for 3 years ago.
Great, despite GW's recent reveal and despite their most recent release tanking massively for good reasons that we could discuss forever.
It didn't tank, by the way. Sorry, it didn't tank.
I'd love to, and that being said, I still love the Saturnine Terminator. I want some. I want to paint some. I'd love to have included more.
Miguagua caps in the med section needed right now. Miguagua t-shirt. I'm sorry. What are you saying? Games Workshop's mask has slipped. The rot inside is showing. The Maleficorum, he called it, or something like that. But I can't wait to get those new Terminators. They look so cool. What are we doing? McGuire, but in the old GW logo. Oh, bro! That's so good! That's so good, McGuire wearing the old GW text on a hat. That'd be so beast. That'd be so... Copyright Hellstormwargaming. Alright? I won't have these ringleaders in chat coming in, stealing my ideas that I just stole from Pete the Wargamer. I'll take 10% commission. Well, I'll take you to court, but I don't want to like not be able to talk about it in 4 years' time and put really loud music on it.
In this video, of which there is quite a bit, but I'm out of time. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, click the links below, share this video if you think it's important to anyone who might enjoy it. All the free stuff that you can do to help this channel grow. And remember, until next time, question everything.
Question everything. Like your Jet 2 holiday theme tune playing.
And have fun. If you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out all my social media.
I would give evidence, but oop, out of time. This guy doesn't have the time. He's patrolling the southern beaches to stop the small boats delivering from more potential ethnic GW factory workers. Like I said, absolutely crazy, 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 crazy video. Question everything, chat. Gotta say, I did not expect this story to sound like an opening quest for Disco Elysium, having worked in the video game industry with outsourcing vendor that used to tout itself as not like other outsourcers who eventually fell to simply shipping all the work to the Philippines and the US South. This type of stuff is so common, unfortunately. Oh. Oh. I worked for Games Workshop for several years in the US. We were told that objects slated for destruction had to go to landfill, not eBay, with a wink and a nod from the manager, of course. It always used to be like that at HQ until Milk turned up, as far as I know. Any manager that does the right thing like your one is a hero as far as I'm concerned. There's no way it is even conceivable that anyone thinks the new logo is an improvement from the old one. It's the equivalent of replacing your family's old silverware with plastic cutlery. Truly a full mask off moment. Do you do what? They plagiarized my work and then copyright struck me. I'm not joking. That's not schizo babble, and I can prove it, but I don't have a legal department, and UK law, of course, only favours the ones with the money. That's famously not true. I'm going to make one of these videos and lay it all out. Okay, Boba Ayame, good luck. Oh, no. This story is a microcosm of what's happening to England. We've been betrayed. Glad I kept the old stuff, and going forward, glad I'm keeping my money. Best of luck. This story is a microcosm of what is happening in England. This is just racism. This is just racism. That's what he means. He says, yeah, they're all coming in and taking our jobs and making ringleaders and calling themselves supremacists. Completely agree. And in fact, I think it's a microcosm of what's happening the world over. Very few places have avoided the touch of managerial regime. No. I don't think this guy realizes that this comment is not about managerial regime. It's about these comments about the Romanian ringleader. He's just completely missed it. He's completely missed it. Do you know what's not in the news every day in England? Managerial regime. Do you know what it is? Racism. That's what he's referring to. Where have we gone wrong? I love Warhammer, but now I feel like an outcast in a memory that reflected my youth. I just felt tired. I love making fanfics about the Imperium winning, but now, with so many retcons and the spirit of what the company started out, it's just a forgotten memory. What are these people smoking? What are these people smoking, dude? I want some. Can we read these comments with sad music or something? 1 second, I got you. Don't worry, I got this. Not this. Wait. Wait. What's the one everyone uses? I can't remember. Yeah, it's happening all over England, that. It's happening. This isn't right. What was the fucking... I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what the song's called. I know the artist. Where's the funny one? Perfect. Yeah, it's happening all over England. There's a microcosm of what is happening. We've been betrayed. Glad I kept the old stuff. Going forward, I'm keeping my money. Fuck's sake. Sorry, 1 second. Let me do it properly. Anyway, let me scroll down. Well done for speaking out. You're not a true Warhammer fan until you hate GW. I wish that wasn't true. Thanks so much for the comment. Yeah, but line go up. The GDP. Did that feel more realistic, chat? I can't even see chat. I don't know if that's working. You need to sound sadder. That's true. That's true. What's his love from Valrak? I presume Valrak watched it on video, on stream. I don't know, though. I've got no idea. Someone sent it to me. Dude, it's a YouTube video. You have all the time in the world to make a complete story. I get what you're saying. I feel like this was a good primer, and the subject is hot on YouTube right now, so it was a good time to just put something out there about it. There's obviously a thirst in the comments for more thorough breakdown and story. I'll try and put something together. Thanks for the comment. If you break up a video, you get more clicks. Exactly. Genuinely would love to do a big video on it. That being said, but as I'm trying to grow the channel and still in an experimental stage, I'm just doing when I can. What? Is this how you're going to grow the channel? By being racist? It's not that one. Plight of the common man. Yeah, I think so. GW represents England very well. I think they do a terrible job of representing England. This is a racist comment, by the way. This is a racism comment. They watched the first 3 minutes about your Romanian gang and just commented. What makes YouTubers think it's a great idea to add a loud sound? 1 second. What makes YouTubers think it's a great idea to add a loud soundtrack to their talk video? It's like trying to list someone in a noisy bar. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for your issue. I'm down with everyone's bother over the audio anyway, but this helps to reinforce it. Sneaky snitch. Is there a sneaky? That's the what? Is it sneaky? No. Human fallibility is ever present, but it always... I can't do it. I can't take it seriously. Are you going to start replying to every comment individually to boost engagement, Mikey? I reply to like 99% of comments, by the way. I reply to most comments. Don't do me like that. I hope your voice gets out there. Just turn the fucking music down. Recent GW logo change. Lol, the new logo goes back to at least 2019, which it does. Which means this person may have still been working there when it was coming out. What a poor choice of hills to die on. Interesting take, dying on a hill, so old from 2019. Such good argument. Slow clap. Also, stop looking at my recommended, Kayari. Stop calling me out. I love listening to Sonic. Some Sonic, you see they're all half played. You see they're all like halfway through. I'm just a Sonic Adventure soundtrack simp, okay? Stop calling me out. Anyway, guys, England's been taken over by racism. Anyway, what was that comment? The hill to die on? You distracted me. Yeah, this is the thing. The point this guy's making is like, why are you talking about this with the recent logo change when the logo change was happening in 2019, which it probably was, because there's like loads of old Games Workshop boxes that have the old logo, their new logo on the back, because they don't use Games Workshop as a customer fronting logo anymore. They use the term Warhammer. So this guy who worked there 3 years and 6 months ago, because that's what he quoted, this logo was already out and being used. Failed GW floor worker and artist sets out YouTube career with racism. Yeah, like, that's the headline, I think. I'm just so confused. 6:45. Romania is so superior. He has to work in the UK. Okay. Haha. XD. Crying emoji. Great comment. Ruffle.
Mikey! Super chat £4.87.
Thanks.
Slow clap, clappity clap, clippity clip, clapping the clap, clippington the clap, clapping z clapperton, clapperoony clappinsel.
I think that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it, Artesius. This is a very, very, very strange video. A very, very strange outlook. A very, very strange composition. And just steeped in racism. But it's to try and like hit out on his career. Make it on YouTube. I'm still just absolutely flabbergasted. I'm still really, really confused. Do you know, like, normally when I watch a video, I have like a closing statement, you know, a bit like haha, that was funny, or I've got absolutely nothing. This person, jokes aside, last week I said to this person in my live chat, because they were in my live chat last week, they were just talking about how Games Workshop artificially inflates their fucking, artificially inflates their share price. I told them to get off Reddit. I told them to get off Reddit, and they said something like, why does everyone always say that to me? It's because you're absolutely cuckoo. It's because this is crazy. Get off Reddit, because you clearly just like reading into shit. You're just filling your brain with crazy shit, and now you're just coming out to be like massively racist conspiracy theorist. That's what it reads to me as. I'm just like flabbergasted. Chat, I'm flabbergasted. What is going on? Anyway, make Games Workshop great again. Megwagwa. Megwagwa. Can you get that font? No. Chat, how do I make that font? Ah. Megwagwa indeed. But I think the moon landing is fake. I would, because probably, yeah. Probably, yeah. All characters are in the old logo, so you can just Photoshop it. Oh, that's true. Ah, but there's some crossover. Does serial killer Photoshop that is nice. Don't worry, Char, I got this. I'm going mask off. Don't worry, chat, I'm going mask off. Don't worry. Yo, thanks for the 40 months, Arhane. Appreciate you.
Rejoined.
Thank
Arden
you.
celebrates 40 months of membership. Make Hellstorm Wargaming great again.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Oh, missed a bit. Missed a bit. Wrong layer, wrong layer. Make Games Workshop GA. I just need A. Oh, nice. Yo, it lights up. McGuire! McGuire! Let's go! Okay, gotta clean it up a bit. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. Okay. On the old M. On the old M. We need yellow. That's the wrong colour. Did I even use black? Oh my goodness. You never seen such good photoshopping so quick, chat. Maguire! We need some blood. Well, where's G? Where's G? Where are we? Right, okay, we need red to connect all that together, right? Fuck. Beanie, 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 beanie. And then we need W. Let's get that yellow on there. Ah, the W is underneath. Oh, we can just rub it out. We can rub it out, chat. Look, watch this. Boosh. I went too much. I went too much, chat. And then I need white because I fucked it. This fun, chat. This is what I do every day, by the way. I Photoshop MAGA into everything. Yeah, chat. Go on, say it. Someone say it. See, Photoshop MAGA into everything. Yeah, I do actually, all the time, all the time. How the fuck do we fix this? Oh. How do we fix this? Oh. Can we just move that one over? Nailed it. Chat. Nailed it. Nailed it. That's a different layer, so we'll just ignore that. Fill that bit. Fuck. Fill that bit in. Alright, that G's fine. The A. Oh, the A's fucked. Look at that state. I could have done this so much better, but it's way funner. It's way more fun. Way funner. Way more fun to just do it with a paintbrush and not really think about it too much. I feel like I'm a kid colouring in at school. It's so fun. It's so good. I'm just colouring in. You know? I could have done it like proper parallel lines and stuff and used like done it properly. Use masking properly. But it's way more fun to just colour it all in like this. And I want it to look shit for when someone puts it on a t-shirt, I can sue them. And then not talk about it for years afterwards. Okay! McGuagua! Let's go! How is it that you have Photoshop installed but keep forcing so much you use MS Paint? This is Photoshop. That's what's even funnier. It is Photoshop. I could do it properly, but I didn't want to. Maguagua, get it on a fucking hat, bro. Man, a warp. Well, that's the middle of that hat. So we'll do that. We'll do that. Put it onto the hat. Bring this side in. Bring this side in a little bit. Come on, chat. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? Who wouldn't wear that? Come on now. Come on. I'll do one better. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I'll do one better. I'll do one better, chat. You ready? Wait, it's going to be good, I promise. Mate, you're risking a visit from milk. Wait. You know what I mean? Come on. Wait. Chat, does it look like I'm wearing a hat? Chat, does it look like I'm wearing a hat? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. How beast. I love it. It's my favorite hat. It's actually my favorite hat. I'd wear the shit off this. Take the headphones off. True. 1 second. Wait. Let me put it up a bit. Hell yeah, dude. Focus on me. Focus on the me and the hat, camera. Thank you. I love me and my new hat. Let me just adjust it. Sorry, 1 second. Great thumbnail. Me and the Magwagwa hat, we go way back. Got the Magwagwa drip. I'll get a cease and desist from Games Workshop if I sell that, let's be honest. Just realised we all chose to be here. What's wrong with us? What do you mean? It's such a cool hat. It's such a cool hat. Anyway, someone more professional, draw me that logo. I'll sell it on hats. Guys, I've only got 4 minutes to make the hat. I don't know what you want me to say. I've only got 4 minutes to make the hat. Maybe we should have this just on stream. Imagine. Just a hat that says Magwagwa. You should put it on the guy from the... No, because then that's defamation. Even if he is a bit racist. I've heard about the Magwagwa movement. Great guys, great guys. I'm sorry, this is probably the best thing I've ever photoshopped. I feel like you can only wear that hat if you start getting mad about female custodies. I can wear it like a cool guy. Like a 6-year-old wearing a hat. It just looks like I'm wearing it like a cool guy, you know? Anyway, Games Workshop have gone fucking woke ever since they released female Space Marines. They don't even sell the models. They don't even sell the models, do they? And look how woke they are and how they're losing all their money now, even though they made 30% extra profit this year. Fucking need shades. What has this stream become? Overlay Central. Ah, chat, this is even going to be funnier because it's not fucking worked. This is even going to be funnier because this hasn't worked. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Now we're cool. Now we're talking, chat. Fucking female custodies and then Romanian ringleaders coming and taking our jobs. Wigwagor is going to put lead back in all the old minis. True. True. Fucking hell. Now this is QAnon VTubing. Anyway. Absolute crazy video. Crazy video. I don't know what me to tell you. But I appreciate you all watching and learning the drama and shooting about the goss. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was fun. I hope it was fun. I hope you had a good time. Covering his face so Milk won't recognize him in the street. My head hurts. I think it's supposed to. I think if your head doesn't hurt after this morning's viewings, let's call it, I think you've got a problem. Probably a similar problem. You know? Anyway. A proper GW move would be if they did sell female custodians, but they were cheaper. You know, mate, if they did that, they'd just be like, look, they don't even have confidence in the miniatures. That's why they're selling them cheaper. I'm looking forward to his reaction video. Well, it looks like he's uploaded every week, so maybe he'll have a new video out tomorrow and say he watched some guy that he's never heard of talk about some guy he's never heard of about Romanian ringleaders. You should hear about it. So maybe this could be a new weekly segment of watching a guy descend into madness. I just think, like, the injury with that guy, like, the injury stuff is crazy. And if it's true, it's absolutely wild. However, when you lead it up with those sorts of stories beforehand, I can't take it seriously. All that video taught me is I'm convinced that guy had poop models on his hands. Yeah, when was the drone video? Was it like 3 years and 6 months ago? Was the drone video 3 years and 6 months ago? Oh my god, it actually was. YouTuber. It actually was. Oh my goodness, he was taking the poo models home. He was taking the poo models home.
Hedonites of Slanesh battled home.
They were all going to landfill, but this guy rescued them, but they're actually all covered in sewage. There's a video on his channel of him sitting on the woods, sawing it at a really awkward angle. He can't be that injured. I'm not going to go through all his videos, but yeah. The plot thickens like sludge. The McGuire Extended Universe. This was 3 years ago. This is when he got sacked. He was probably nicking this. I'm out, chat. I don't even know what to say anymore. He gave you enough info to put all this together. I think, yeah, jokes aside, maybe a cry for help. I don't think that guy's well, personally. Personally, my own personal opinion, I don't think everything, you know what I mean? 101 becomes 17 a few times. Just say it, McGuire. He wanted to be in the wrong. Oh my goodness. I'm out. I'm out, chat. That's it for today's stream. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you. I'm hopefully going to be streaming Friday, but I am working on the RPG, and that's become a priority. So the RPG coming out Sunday is the priority. So I'm hoping I can get all that sorted. But it's like, if it comes to Friday and I can't finish it, I might have to skip Friday's stream just to get it done. Anyway, I've only got like 3 minutes to do this. I've only got like 3 minutes to upload this video. So I'm going to have to go make a thumbnail, write the description, do the top comment. So I've got to go now. I can't like hang out for a bit. But yeah, you're so welcome for being put through that. Looking forward to the second episode. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. It's about 3/4 of the way done. I just need to go through, add music, preferably not too loud. But I do need to do, the music not too loudly, and maybe add some receipts such as rules. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you again soon. All right, catch you again soon. Don't forget to check out the second channel, Daily Uploads. Daily Uploads video going out today. Vallejo using AI, cringe. Daily videos on the second channel, Hellstorm Mikey. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Bye.